Welcome, sports fans. Thanks for joining us. It's the NBA on 2K Sports. I'm Kevin Harlan, joined by Greg Anthony and Stan Van Gundy. And we've got Allie LaForce reporting from the sideline. And a look at the block shot number over the last few seasons for Jaren Jackson.
Unfortunately, his block numbers have been going down the last couple seasons. Offensive players seem to have figured out ways to get around him to limit his impact.
And checking out Utah's opening lineup, Nurkic is out there with Markkanen. Then it's George. Then there's Bailey. And it's Mikhailuk in at the 2 spot. And for Memphis, Jalen Wells is out there with John Morant. Then it's Jaren Jackson. Then it's Zach Edey. Possessions can end until somebody grabs a rebound. Greg, 2 of the best on the boards are facing off tonight. They prioritize rebounding.
And getting those extra possessions can really break a team's will. When excellent rebounding teams play, everyone has to work a little harder to secure the ball.
The second chance effort. He takes it up and lays it in.
Well, you know, it's funny, but young Zach Edey has already established himself as one of the best offensive rebounders in this league.
Here's Mikhailuk. Stats on him, he's averaging 9 points a game. To the inside. Whoops, anticipated the pass. Turnover. To the right side. Stolen by George. And now Utah, fast break. It's tipped. About 1 minute into the first quarter. Bailey passes to Markkanen. Down low. And finished off by Bailey.
Nice read from the big fella. Markkanen demonstrating a solid feel with his passing.
Looking at Memphis, they took the win in their last game against Portland. There's always a need for shot makers in the NBA, GA, and that's what Ace Bailey brings to the fore.
Bailey has a smooth jumper with a high release point that allows him to shoot over just about any defender. And when you pair that with his physical tools, his upside is through the roof.
That's one he knows he should have trained.
Bailey with the ball. He gives his team some nice contributions, averaging a bit over 10 points a game. A 3-ball. Edey with the rebound. The Grizzlies have gone 1 of 3 for the field to start this one so far. Wells dishes to Jackson. And the dunk by Jackson.
Well, Jackson Jr. is an athlete. A big man with some big-time hops.
On offense, here are the Jazz. Trailing by 2. Now we'll hear from Allie LaForce, and she's got a story for us. An update. Allie?
I was able to talk with Memphis' head coach for a minute. We talked about Lauri Markkanen, and I asked him how he wanted his players to guard him tonight. And he said, we can't afford to lose sight of him out on the perimeter because he's a big that can really shoot it, especially when he's operating in the pick and roll. It'll be interesting to see how Markkanen fares against them in this one. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, Allie, thank you. Now here's Morant. As you can see from his numbers, he's been a key component in their offense. He's averaging almost 18 points a game.
Well, this is what the fans want to see. Morant showing off all of his superb athleticism.
What a great look here at this tremendous move from our AT&T Connected Cam point of view. Jazz trail by 4. And George kicks to Nurkic. Inside. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line. And in the summer of 2022, Greg, the Utah Jazz traded away their franchise cornerstones, Rudy Gobert and Donovan Mitchell.
And that signaled the beginning of their rebuild, but they've overachieved for a couple of seasons now. That ended last year when they really bottomed out.
Santi Aldama's checked in for the Grizzlies. Vince Williams comes in for Jalen Wells. And Utah also making a switch. Collier, he's checked in for Mikhailuk. Pass to Bailey. Now Markkanen. George passes to Collier. Screen by Nurkic. 5 to shoot. From out on the wing, he knocks it down.
And many players shy away from that mid-range shot these days, but Nurkic isn't one of them. He feels good about that shot, and they're fine with him taking it.
And we're just over 3.5 minutes into the first quarter. Morant looking around. Comes up empty down low.
That's not a bad shot at all. It just didn't go in. Sometimes the process is right, and you still get a bad result.
And so the first quarter is in the books. It's the Grizzlies. They're up by 4. And don't go away. We'll be back momentarily. And if you're just joining us, we've played through 1 quarter in this one. Guys, what's your take on the Grizzlies so far?
Hey, why take jump shots when you can get your points at the rim?
Yeah, they've made a point to get inside on this defense, and it's been working like a charm early on.
And so in the game for the Jazz, they've got Filipowski. Also Kevin Love out there. And it's Sensabaugh in at the shooting guard position. And the Jazz making a change here. Sheboy's checked in. It's the second from the line. Well, we still have lots of time left in the season, Coach, but we've seen some breakout performances, haven't we?
We certainly have. That's one of my favorite things to track, Kevin. Which players improved in the offseason, which guys have taken their game to the next level.
So it's the Jazz now, after the miss from Contavious Caldwell-Pope. Pass to Hendricks. Oh, and there's the one-handed jam.
Go into the rack with energy, and the D afraid to cut him off.
Yeah, gotta chalk that one up to some shaky defending.
And with the score as close as it is, these are the opportunities you truly can't allow.
Here's Williams after the basket by Utah. A nice shot by Spencer.
Yeah, that's a high percentage look when the D doesn't fight over the screen.
Yeah, it's certainly worth it to disrupt the offense. Coaches notice that extra effort.
Here's Sensabaugh. And Spencer pulls it down. And the Grizzlies leading by 4. Pass to Williams. Here's Aldama. Coming off a solid outing against Portland. And he takes the feed in stride and slams it home.
The D just kind of stepping aside and letting him get to the rim.
There's a reason, GA, the lead is what it is right now.
Well, that's too easy. As he says, let me add to my highlight.
And this Grizzlies organization, Greg, not afraid to innovate.
Yeah, we see that with the offense they've implemented. Different than just about any other team in the league. Rather than pick and roll, it's much more predicated on off-ball shifts and cutting.
Here's Mikhailuk, covered by Wells. Nurkic setting the pick for Markkanen. No good from outside.
Not quite enough defense. That time around, just lucky he was off.
Pass to Aldama. Here's the 3. And the dunk by Edey.
Doing his job on the glass and doing it with force.
And Greg, it's not everybody in the league who can make those kinds of plays.
Well, he gets paid to be a factor on the glass. That's a nice dunk to finish it off.
Nurkic takes it off the glass. Nurkic has got his second bucket tonight.
And you got to do more than that to stop Nurkic, using that muscle to just brush past the defender.
.137 left here in the second. Morant outside. Great D that time from Nurkic. Jazz trail by 6 to the middle. Markkanen passes to Mikhailuk. Yep, that one goes.
Well, once he gets a step to the rim like that, it's going to take more of a defensive effort to force the miss.
Grizzlies making a switch here. Jackson's checked in. And Utah with a change here, too. George is checked in for Collier. Jackson against Markkanen. From 8. That misses off the backboard. And so Markkanen will bring it up for the Jazz. Following this one, they get to host the Mavericks. And that's the first game in a string of 3 straight at home. Luke passes to George. Markkanen sets the pick for George. Just 5 to shoot. Double team on Nurkic. That ball's nice feed that time from George. Nurkic has got 6 points.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
We've got a 9-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Edey with a screen on Markkanen. Here's Jackson. Edey trying to break free. And Jackson gets it to go. And the Grizzlies lead by 4.
Well, we know he can space the floor, but Jackson is still at his best in the paint.
Stolen by Jackson. Here's Wells. And the dunk by Wells.
Excellent on both ends of that play.
Yeah, the steal was sharp, but the slam topped it off.
And that is why you want to run off turnovers. Get down the floor before the defense is set.
And so it's Memphis, with their lead standing at 6 points here at the end of the quarter. Their lead is where it is because they've gotten good shots. A lot of good shots. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Welcome to halftime, and after 2 quarters played, some ground to make up for the Utah Jazz.
I'm surprised it's this close, not gonna lie. They played some weak D, giving up too many easy open looks.
Mincing, no words, as usual. We'll see if Coach can get into their heads. And now let's take a glimpse at some of the games on the upcoming schedule.
This stretch could break their season, but it could also make their season if they step up.
When I was playing, I like these kind of games, to tell you the truth.
And that concludes halftime. Now time to send it over to Kevin Harlan as the game's about to resume.
Second half of basketball upon us. We may be in for an exciting finish based on how close of a game it's been so far. One guy who's been getting it done is Jusuf Nurkic.
Yeah, and just look at the numbers from the first half. He has been very efficient.
Yeah, it's not like he's getting everything at the rim. He's playing smart and just taking what the defense gives him.
Jazz trail by 6, and Stan, Utah has been all about basketball. Up until last year, the Jazz the only major professional sporting franchise in the state.
Yeah, now they've got hockey, but from the venerated days of Stockton and Malone in the 80s, basketball has become effectively the state sport of Utah.
They've got John Morant. Jaren Jackson is out there with Edey. Then there's Wells. That's the lineup in the game for Memphis. George sets a screen. Here's Luke. And it's off from three-point range. Memphis leading by 8. Now Wells. He averages more than 12 points a game. That's some dependable production. While we have a moment here, let's reveal the teams that have been holding opponents to the fewest points this month. 5th best, the Grizzlies.
Well, you have to praise their defense over the last month. They've been working as a team to put almost constant pressure on opposing offenses. Just terrific stuff.
George against Morant.
Well, clearly it hasn't been his best game offensively, but collectively, they've still found a way to get the lead.
Let's go to the sideline and see what Allie LaForce has dug up for us. Allie, take it away.
Well, in an era of title or bust thinking, it's noteworthy that the grit and grind Grizzlies of the 2010s are properly celebrated. While they never made it past the Western Conference Finals, their physical style, built around Zach Randolph, Marc Gasol, Tony Allen, and Mike Conley, built a lasting legacy in Memphis. Back to you.
Thank you, Allie. And Greg, you were a point guard. How has that position evolved over the years?
Well, if you think of how much more of the court that has to be covered and the style, you have to score more now to play the position. I think shooting becomes incredibly important. And then defensively, with all the switching, you got to be able to hold up against size and play all over the floor.
Here's Mikhailuk, covered by Wells. Markkanen down low. Jackson on him. No good that time. And now Wells pushing it up. No one back to stop him. And out of bounds as Utah gains possession. Two minutes into the second half of play now. Jazz trail by 8. Nurkic a screen on Morant. Outside, Markkanen. Pass to Mikhailuk. Markkanen sets the pick for George. 6 on the shot clock. And 2 shots coming up at the line as he gets fouled on the shot.
Look, it's never a good idea to foul Markkanen in the act. He doesn't miss many opportunities at the line.
You know, Greg, in recent seasons, Lauri Markkanen has taken on a leadership role.
And Markkanen has been the featured player on some very young teams, and he's really embraced that role, proving to be a positive influence both on and off the court.
Grizzlies making a switch here. Williams is checked in. Williams sets a screen for Wells. Outside Jackson. They get the rebound. And the shot is good, dropping in off the front of the rim.
And they're forcing the ball inside, and it's working like a charm.
And so the timeout by Will Hardy here. He made the decision to huddle up with his guys and talk about strategy. Kyle Filipowski's checked in for Markkanen. Well, we're into the third quarter, just over 2.5 minutes played. Pass to Bailey. Here's Nurkic. He's defended by Edey. From 13, Nurkic can't hit.
I'm sure he'd like to have that back. That's a missed opportunity.
Outside Williams. Wells wide open. Good. Great play by Williams to set it up. And it's an 11-point Grizzly lead.
Well, the defense gave that away. He's a skilled shooter who you have to contest at the arc.
To the paint. And finished off by Nurkic.
With excellent footwork, Nurkic remains effective in those pick-and-roll situations.
There's 45 seconds left in the third quarter of the game. Pass to Wells. Williams sets a screen for Wells. Fouled on the shot and picks up 2 points. So 1 free throw coming up.
And that solid play in the paint continues here, guys.
And this is his first trip to the line tonight.
An okay season at the free throw line for him so far, sitting right around 76%.
The free throw drops for Wells. Jazz trail by 12. We've got a 9-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Pass to Hendricks. Williams with the steal. Steps back. Morant. The shot from the low post is good. Morant's got 4 points now in the quarter.
Well, Morant has all the moves to find a way to score in there.
And here is Markkanen, averaging around 27.5 points a game, one of the best in the league. Shoots over Aldama. Good on the jump shot.
Well, when you have a scorer as skilled as he is, you do everything you can to get him the looks he needs.
Well, through 3 quarters of play, down double digits, it may be difficult to overcome. Grizzlies lead by 12. Live from the FedEx Forum, you're watching 2K Sports. Worthy candidate tonight as we take a look at our State Farm assist of the game.
And the definition of teamwork right there, guys. I mean, what great communication between them, and what a beautiful feed.
Well, it's one of the core parts of the game. Reading the defense and creating an easy bucket for your teammate. That is pretty.
And we reach the fourth quarter in a game that may be already out of hand. And Utah looking at who they've got to start the fourth quarter. They've got Filipowski. Markkanen is out there with Collier. And it's Sensabaugh in at the 2. Jazz trail by 12. To the inside. It's stolen by Aldama. Here's Landale. Off on the layup. The Jazz shooting has just been outstanding tonight. 56% as a team in this game. And it's Williams with the ball for the Memphis Grizzlies. Caldwell Pope with a wide open look, and it's good. Assisting on the play was Williams. Williams has got his 4th assist in this one. And Will Hardy is called timeout. He's very aware of the timing here and the significance of getting things squared away with his team. So it's both teams making substitutions here. Right now, let's take a moment here to catch up with Allie LaForce on the sidelines.
Over that last break, I got a chance to hear what Will Hardy said to the team. Coach wanted his guys to ignore the scoreboard. He said, don't even look at the numbers. Just take it possession by possession, make every chance count, and we'll see where we stand at the end of this game. Back to you guys.
All right, Allie, thank you for that. And the Grizzlies leading by 15. Morant outside. Jackson. Morant outside. Clock at 6. 13 feet away. Nurkic there for the rebound.
And he rushed that one, no doubt about it. The D out of position, you can see the frustration on his face.
Outside George. Now Markkanen. Bells with the steal. 2 minutes remaining at the game. We've got 1:55 left in the fourth quarter. Jackson with the screen. Throws it down. What an assist!
They're in total command of this game with time starting to run out.
Yeah, and at this point, the focus is take care of the ball, no needless fouls, and no freeze.
Nurkic outside. Here's Bailey. Here's Mikhailuk. Markkanen outside. Plays it in off the window.
And this is going to end in a lopsided victory. I love the tenacity and aggressiveness as well as the ability to close. You really got to give it up here for the Grizzlies.
Their superior ball handling won it for them.
And fewer turnovers equals greater scoring opportunities. Any coach will tell you that. If you take care of the ball every possession, and this is a perfect example of what happens when you do.
And it'll advance their win total up to 12 on the season.
They can chalk this one up, but these two teams will see plenty more of one another before the season's over.
And a great team effort tonight, helped in large part with contributions, and the nice night it ended up being for Ja Morant.
Well, he was the catalyst for them tonight. Played a great all-around game, and you could see his teammates feeding off his energy.
Here's Mikhailuk, covered by Wells. Markkanen fires. 3, good. And here's Morant. He'll bring it up for Memphis. They've only given up 5 points here in the fourth quarter. Now Edey rising up and ripping down the two-hand jam.
Inspired tonight. They fought hard and at crucial points just made the plays.
Yeah, they saved their best basketball for this home stretch, and they certainly earned this win.
5 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. And there's the dunk. Well, this one is winding down now. Memphis can watch the clock run out. So no problem for Memphis as they get the win. A confident win and one where they clearly showed the greater effort.
Yeah, I mean, it was a solid performance, particularly here at home. I think they built off that edge of being here and playing with just a little more confidence than their opponent.
And that's going to do it tonight, folks, for our broadcast. And for all of us here at the table, Stan Van Gundy and Greg Anthony and our terrific sideline reporter, Allie LaForce, this is Kevin Harlan thanking you for being with us tonight. But first, let's reveal our player of the game, Ja Morant.